Chuki beat. Chuki beat. Hey guys, welcome back to DIY Mixers Crew 2018. It's been a few weeks, man. It's so excited to be back. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. I'm excited. The whole crew's excited. We're going to be talking about the Fig Challenge that we a month ago. We're going to be talking some flavors, recipes, all the stuff that we've been working on, for the last couple weeks. I'm just so excited to be back. I'm sure the crew is also. Real quick before begin, make sure you check out www.bullcityflavors.com and use code DMC6 and get 6% off your total order. You will save on shipping. You'll get free shipping over $75. Real quick shout out to them. It's something small. They actually threw in a nice little 5 ml bottle of TFA sweet raspberry, I believe it is. They gave me a nice little freebie last time I got flavors from them. Make sure you check out www.liquidbarn.com. Use code MIXERSCREW. Get 15% off your total order. You get free shipping over $75. I love the Nick Select nicotine that they use, that they carry. That's one of the things that I use. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there use that also. Sorry we're a little bit late today. For some reason, my modem just decided to reset itself before we went live today. So I didn't get a chance to check who's in the chat. I see Lori. Who else is in the chat there? Aaron, nice to see you guys.
We got Mark
nice
Senior
to see all you
there.
guys in the chat. Mark Senior, nice to see you, man. It's been a while since we talked to you guys. I'm so excited today. So what do you want to talk? We want to talk about the Fig Challenge first, or what are we going to talk about?
Well, I want to know how y'all's Christmas was. What did y'all do while y'all were off?
Dude, I tell you what, I had vacation this week. So not only since we had the break from DMC, I also had a week's vacation. And I tell you what, I've been doing a shit ton of flavor testing, recipe development. I just released what I think are 2 banging recipes. I released a strawberry. It's kind of a strawberry cereal, strawberries and cream. Strawberry milk. We could talk about that later on in the show. Really loving some of the tobaccos that we're going to talk about later on in the show. But as far as Christmas, man, awesome Christmas. I got 2 young boys. They pretty much got everything that they wanted. They had a joyous Christmas, got a chance to spend some time with the family. Other than that, especially with the congratulations to all the winners from the hashtag Christmas mix that we had this year. Yeah. There were some awesome prizes that the giveaway had, and congratulations to all you guys that donated. And was able to win something from that. And also, I think you also had a chance on Fresh's. Actually, Fresh was on a show about a month or 2 ago, and he had a huge giveaway, actually, for donations. I think everybody that was donated to the hashtag Christmas Mix for St. Jude's, they were automatically entered into his giveaway that he actually just did. I think it was like last week or something like that. Yeah, I know they got awesome prizes too. So congratulations to everybody, and thank you so much. This community is freaking awesome. Everybody helping out, and everybody just being a team, and everybody just being like brothers and sisters out there in the community. It was friggin' awesome. We had a great time that evening.
We raised about $4,000.
Yeah,
helped raise.
Yeah, dude, it was phenomenal. In a couple hours that went on. There was a lot of money that we raised for some kids out there that and the parents, that can't afford medical treatment for kids with cancer and stuff like that. So, kudos to all you guys out there in the community that stepped up and donated your hard dollars, hard-earned dollars for that. You know what I mean? But what about you, folk art? Lewis, how was your Christmas, man? Good?
Go ahead, Lewis.
It's good to be back after a couple of weeks being gone. My Christmas is like all Christmas spent with family. I always spent my Christmas at my brother's. So this year was the same. I spent at my brother's. Then we exchanged presents with my brothers, with my nephews, and we ate a ton of shit like we always do in Christmas. We gained a few kilograms that now we have to lose, but it's part of the joy of Christmas and in the New Year's.
Yeah.
So it's good to be back. And what about you, Steve?
Well, we did all the family stuff like normal. But the best present that I got was I got a package in the mail from Flavora with about 70 concentrates in it, which was really nice. And I'm really starting to dig some of the tobaccos and stuff that's in that Bryson sent me. Really, really cool of him to send us out some flavorings and stuff. Big shout out to him.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were going to mention that. I don't know how people in the community about getting free shit from vendors and stuff like that, but yeah, we all did. At DIY Mixers crew, huge shout out to Flavora and Bryson for that.
Yeah.
Lewis, I know that it was very tough for you.
Hello.
Did David freeze on us again? Oh crap!
Yeah, he did.
Well, I just want to say that it's Flavora does a really good job about getting the word out about their flavorings. They send stuff out to mixers and let them test them, and that's the best advertising that they can do for their flavors. So big shout out to Bryson and Flavora.
Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, in this particular place, unfortunately, I live very far away.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get it, but no problem. I'm very happy for you, so you can test all those flavors.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a two-man show.
Yeah, I guess so. So we've lost Russell and we've lost David. Hey, we're starting 2018 off with a bang. So
yeah,
it's all
do you
cool.
think it's because of the nice weather that you're having in the United States right now?
I woke up to 3 degrees this morning and my water was froze. Had to go outside and thaw it out with a space heater. That was fun, but we got it going. But
yeah, of course.
so welcome to everybody in the chat. If y'all have any questions for us, just tag us DIY Mixers crew, and so that we can see your questions or your comments. And I guess we can just get into the fig challenge if you want to, Lewis.
Yeah, we might. Just let me remind something that I think it's very important.
Mm-hmm.
As we are restarting the usual Sunday show today, next Wednesday we will restart the Back to Basics.
Yes.
Back to Basics show, especially made for the new mixers out there. So stay tuned. Be back with us on Wednesday.
Yes, and that is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll jump back into that. And I think the next show, Back to Basics, we're going to be talking about flavor pairings. So that'll be pretty interesting. So shout out to Graham. He's in the chat there.
Welcome back, Graham.
Yep. Hope you had a good Christmas. So I guess we'll just start with the fig challenge. We had a whole month to do a recipe with fig, and I made a recipe. Lewis, I think you made like 2 recipes out of it.
Yeah, my first thought was to mix fig with some other fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I made some tests with apple, with strawberry, with raspberry, with pear, with dragon, and maybe more 1 or 2 fruits that I don't remember right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like any of the outcome of those tests. So my second thought was, well, let's see, or a cake or a custard. And that's what I come up with.
Yeah. Well, I came up with a fig. It was a butter cake fig. It's all right. It's not one of my favorite recipes that I mixed up. Here's the thing about fig. To me, fig is one of the hardest things to pair up with anything. About the only thing that I could really come up that paired well with fig is some type of a nut. But
welcome, Russell.
Welcome back, Russell. We lost David, so so we're talking about the figs now. So there was about 8 recipes that was put up either on Facebook or in our Discord to the fig challenge, and I actually mixed them all up except one that I didn't mix up. Let me share some of these recipes here. No, I got yours. I mixed yours up. So this is a fig fig recipe that was done by Rude Rudy, and I wasn't able to mix this up, but it looks pretty good. The only reason I wasn't able to mix it up is because he had Inaware sesame, and the only place that I could find that was from Inaware from Poland, and I would have to have it shipped all the way here from Poland, and for one flavor, and I just wasn't willing to pay the freight on that. I apologize for that, but I mixed up all the other ones, but it looks pretty good. Y'all guys go out there and check it out. So let's go to the ones that I have mixed up. Okay, so here is one that one of our own mixed up, Daddy Kane, and it's called panna cotta with fig and honey. So I mixed it up. Let me just to prove that I did mix it up. There it is. All right. And I vaped on this earlier today, and I got mostly like a honey note in it. Let's look at the recipe here. So he's got Mullenberry Epic Vanilla at 1%, Cat Fig at 4%, Flavora Greek Yogurt at 0.75%, Flavora Milk and Honey at 1.5%, Mullenberry Panna Cotta at 2%, and Cap Super Sweet 0.5%. So mostly I got out of this vape was the Flavora Milk and Honey. Russell, you wanna talk about your recipe just a little bit? Your thoughts that went into it?
Well, the thought that went into it was, fig is one of those things I've never really tried outside of Fig Newtons. Right. So coming up with something was rather difficult because I don't know what an authentic fig tastes like to begin with. Mm-hmm. So just going off of that, I looked around on some of the cooking websites and at some of the fig recipes that were out. Mm-hmm. And that one kind of caught my eye because it seemed like it was real simple. Like it was just a really basic kind of thing. It's got panna cotta and cream. Yeah. Some honey, a little sugar drizzle to it. So, it should be simple. Mm-hmm. But once I mixed it up, it took a life of its own. And it tasted okay off the shake. But after I let it sit for about a week and a half, and I tested it again, it went somewhere else. And I don't know where it went. And,
yeah. I got...
it was awful.
I got a little bit of mustiness from the fig. Yeah. I think that the Cap Fig at 4% was probably maybe a little too high. But now I have to say, of all the figs that I've tried in this challenge, there was only one that I liked. All the other ones just had too much of a musty taste to it, and that was the one that didn't have that was the FA Fresh Fig. So that's the one that I personally like the best, and it's not a great. I mean, it's not a great flavor, but it's the best fig that I've tried. But the other ones just kind of taste too musty to me.
Well, I went off of we were talking about it prior to the show, and I can't remember who was talking about. I think it was Emily, and she was talking about all the figs they tested on their show, and she was saying something about the FA was this, and the other ones were that, and the Capella kind of fell in the middle. So I was kind of like, okay, well, I don't want to be really strong and overpowering, so I'll just get the Capella. Right. And it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think that it might need a little bit of work to it, but the main note that I got out of it was the mustiness, and that's something I just can't get past. It may not bother other people, but it kind of, I don't know, just too much of that messiness. Okay, so moving on here. Let's look at the next one. This one is by Pippa. She was in the chat earlier. I think she said that she couldn't stay for the whole show. It's called
yeah, she has work.
Yeah, it's called Stars and Clouds Fig Jam. Now, this fig jam, let's look at the recipe here. How do y'all pronounce that first ingredient? I'm such an idiot. Is that acai? Can y'all see that?
Yeah, people call it yes.
Açaí.
Acai? Okay. Whatever.
Açaí.
Acai. I don't know what the hell it is.
That was the funniest thing, Lewis. You tried to do a southern accent in Portuguese, brother. That was hilarious, man.
Well, but it's the name of the fruit is açaí.
Oh, well, we pronounce it acai, I think, over here in the United States.
Because no, in Portuguese it has the C has a small sign, and when the C has that sign, it should be read like a C, not a Q, not like a K. So we say açaí. But go ahead, sorry.
So Pippa made this. It's called fig jam. She's got 1% of acai, whatever. 0.25% FA blackcurrant, 1% TPA brown sugar, 2% Flavora fig, 1% FA fresh fig, 0.25% FA liquid amber, 0.25% Inawera shisha vanilla. So I vaped on this, and you can see I got it in my little bottle there. Boop, boop, boop. And the main note that I got out of this one was the black currant. I didn't get much fig from it. It was good. The black currant was good. I just didn't get much fig from it. It had a slight.
How much fig does it have? Sorry, Steve. How much fig was the percent? How much percentage?
She used 2 figs. She used 2% Flavora fig and 1% FA fig fresh. So, but the black currant is just, I don't know, it's just so strong. It just, I think it kind of took over. Now, this is just my opinion, guys, out there. Take it with a grain of salt. This is just what I'm tasting in these. So, I encourage y'all to go out and mix them up yourself and try them out. This was pretty good. So there's that one. We need to kind of move it along.
Do we have any lagging issues?
What's that?
Do we have any lagging, Volkart?
Probably. Let me see if I can go in here and change some of these settings. See if I can bring it down just a little bit. So
sorry for you guys out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was having it's funny. Like my computer did an update, and it got rid of my Wi-Fi connection. Like for some reason, so I've been working on that all week. Also, got that fixed. And then for some reason, like literally right before we went live, my modem just decided to cut out twice. So I don't. It might be because of the cold weather. I mean, we're experiencing some like negative temperatures in the U.S. right now.
The reason that it's lagging is always it's AT&T's fault. That's who I have. I hate them. Anyway, AT&T. You care. We care, so you don't have to. So
yeah.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the next one here. Let's see. This is Figgy Tart. Figgy Tart by Slashalow. Mix that up. Let's look at his recipe here. So he's got 1% Inawera biscuit, 0.75% Inawera creme brulee, 1.5% Inawera custard, 0.25% Flavora fig, 1.8% FA fig fresh, 1% cap gingerbread, 0.15% FA honey, 0.4% Flavora milk and honey, 0.5% Flavora pastry zest, 0.5% TPA pie crust. So let's see, what did I get from this? I got my cheat sheets beside me here. Yeah, this one had this one's got the amber in it, I believe, or did it? No, that one don't have the amber in it. 50 tart. Am I looking at the right one? Are y'all guys still there?
No, you switched.
Okay.
Yeah, we're here. Sorry, while you're looking that up, I don't know where I cut off from. I apologize for that. We're gonna probably fix these issues next week. But yeah, real quick, shout out to Bryson. I don't know where you guys left off because I had to go upstairs and reset my modem. Big shout out to Bryson and Flavora for them sending out us flavors. But yeah, I've received probably, I think it was like 90 some flavors from them. It was like an awesome Christmas gift. It was probably one of the best gifts that I got for Christmas, if not the best gift. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. I've been testing out a lot of the flavors, and they're so far awesome. So, go ahead, Folkart.
So I got my notes crossed up on this this one that Slashalo did, so I'm gonna vape on it right quick. Give you my first impressions on it.
Right after the vape.
Yeah, so I'm getting okay. I can taste that gingerbread in it. It's got a kind of a dark kind of a brown sugary fig type flavor to it. I can taste the honey in it for sure. The FA honey in it, and just a little bit of the pastry from the pastry zest and the pie crust. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's like a brown sugary kind of fruity pastry. It tastes a little bit of the cream, or not cream, but a little bit of the custard in there. So pretty good. Good job, Slashload. All right, moving on. I'm trying to run through these pretty quick. So here's one by Dewey Suds. Get figgy with it. Okay, so I mixed that one up. Get figgy with it.
So, sorry, Steve. Let me just say that the guys came up with pretty fancy names for the recipes.
Yeah, they are some pretty good names in there. Yeah, for sure. So get figgy with it.
Someone a while ago said he had trouble finding names. I suggested recite 1, recite 2, recite 3, and so on.
Yeah, make it simple, man. Make it simple. So this one is actually pretty interesting. I was excited to try this one out. This one is the only one that, besides the fig, also has royal orange juice in it. And I thought, that might be pretty good. So I vaped on it, and I do get a lot of that orange. I get like an orange cream kind of a taste to it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'd probably give it like a 3.75 out of 5 stars on this recipe. If you don't like orange, you probably wouldn't like it, but it's got a nice creamy orange kind of flavor to it. All right, so moving on. Let's see what's next. Okay, Spicy Fig Cake by Lauder. That would be you, Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah, it is me.
Yeah. So this one here.
You want me to talk about it?
Absolutely, please go away.
Okay, so I used 1% EPA Bavarian cream, 0.5% Innoera biscuit, 0.5% Flavor Arts butterscotch, 3% Flavor West cake yellow, 0.75% Capella cake butter, I didn't go with 1% because of David. 0.75% FA fig fresh, 1.5% Flavor West hazelnut, 0.5% Flavor Arts Nona's cake, and 0.25 Capella super sweet. What can I tell? It's not my best recipe, of course not. But it's vapeable. It's pretty good. It's creamy. The cake is very nice because of the 3% of yellow cake and cake butter. Then the Nona's cake gives the juice a spiciness. When I want to add some spice and some lemony, I use Nona's cake, and I like it very much at this percentage, not higher from 0.5%.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Fig Fresh, as I see it, we can use it two ways, or we can use it as the main note to the recipe, and then you should go around 2.5-3%. Or you can use it as giving some note to the whole recipe. That's what I used here. That's 0.75%.
Yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts were as you.
Well, I thought what it reminded me of was like a banana nut bread, only with fig in it instead of banana. It's got that kind of a bready kind of a feel to it. It's very good. I think it was probably one of the better ones that I tried out of this challenge. It's just so banana nut bread only with fig is what it reminded me of.
So fig nut bread.
Yeah, fig nut bread. There you go. So let's move on.
Yeah, because it has the hazelnut that has that gives that nutty to the mix.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. This is another one by you, Louis. This one is called Mozart.
This one is the fig custard. I don't know if you read the notes on the recipe. It goes with Flavor Arts custard, but I used Flavor Arts custard premium. But when I insert the recipe on all the flavors, the custard premium wasn't available yet. I don't know if it is already. Then it wasn't available.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I did not read it, so I used the FA custard.
You used
yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, with custard premium is, in my opinion, is much better. I have to say, now at this moment, Flavor Arts custard premium is the best custard out there.
Really?
Much better even than the Capella. Yeah, it's very, very good.
I thought Flavor Arts custard, didn't they just rename it? The premium?
I don't know.
Rename it?
I thought they just renamed it, from what I understood. The Flavor Arts custard premium. Don't
know about that. When I got it said in the bottle, custard premium. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Okay. It was just something I thought that I could have swore I seen somewhere in one of the forums or maybe on one of the Facebook groups. It was just FA's custard, but they just renamed it custard premium. I might be wrong. I don't know. But go ahead, Folkart. Sorry.
I don't know either.
Okay, on this one, I used 0.25% steel kerosene, 1% Capella's buttercream, 0.5% Flavor Arts butterscotch, 3% Flavor Arts custard premium, 0.75 fig fresh, 1% Flavor Arts marshmallow, and 0.5% Inoera shisha vanilla.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good recipe. I have to say that my wife loves it, loves to vape it. she's been vaping it quite a lot. And I like it very much. Of course, a custom is not an all-day vape for me, but I like it very much too. It's a pretty good recipe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was one of the better ones of all of the recipes too. It reminded me, and I talked to you about this before the show, but it reminded me of like a cereal type vape, and I don't know exactly where that's coming from, except maybe from the AP, maybe the butterscotch that's in it, but it tastes like like a fruity type of cereal with milk to me. I know you said you didn't get that though.
No, could be a custard, because I never used the Flavor Arts regular custard at this percentage, so I don't know how it would behave. Honestly, I don't see anything here that could go to a cereal. Yeah, I don't get the cereal from it.
Yeah, I don't either, but that's kind of what I was getting from it. But I gave this recipe like a 4.25 out of 5 stars. It's really good. It's really good. Well, I can see why your wife likes it. Okay, so let's move on to. Might as well cover mine. It sucks, right? It don't really suck, but it's
drum roll.
It's not the greatest.
You sit there and review your own recipe.
I'm not going to review it. I'm just going to show it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I'm not going to review it because I'd give it a bad review.
Oh, sorry, Steve. Graham is saying that I think he's talking about the Flavor Art Custard Premium is only available overseas. Oh, finally, here we have a flavor that you don't have. Because usually it's on the other way. You have lots of flavors that I don't have. Now I have a flavor that you don't have.
Well, hopefully, I'm sure Flavor Art, was it North America or whatever they call it? I'm sure they'll get it in soon, hopefully.
Yeah,
because sure. I have FA custard, and like I could have swore, like I said, somebody said something online in one of the forums that it was just renamed. But if it's new, fucking fantastic. I'm gonna try it because I'm a custard freak. So hopefully, within the next couple months, hopefully that they'll be able to get it over here. What? Speaking of that, did you get it from Chef's?
Me?
Yes.
No. I bought it here locally.
I wonder if Chef's carries it. Like maybe because I know you can. Chef's ships international.
I'm sure it does, but
it's
I'll look at it for you.
$6 shipping, I think, to the States. So yeah, fuck, I'll order it from Chef's. I don't care. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But go ahead, Full Court. I know you got a lot of recipes, bud.
I only got 2 more. Okay.
So, okay. Go ahead.
So here's mine that I did, and it's pretty good. It's a butter cake with fig and pistachio. Pretty straightforward, and that's kind of what it tastes like. It's not my favorite recipe that I've ever mixed up, but I'm telling you, fig has turned out to be one of the hardest things to pair with anything, because for me personally, I can't do any of the other figs except the FA fig fresh, because the other ones just taste way too musty for me. Yeah, I think that if somebody was to use them in like a tobacco recipe, that they might work pretty well. But there was no recipes that introduced tobacco with the fig, so that's unfortunate. And I'm not really a tobacco person, although I'm testing some right now. But so there's my recipe. Go check it out. Now, here is the last recipe that I mixed up. This is my favorite out of all of them. I don't know this guy, but he come up with a really good recipe. His username is Dancone, and he posted this on ELR. It is really, really good. If you like custards, go mix this up. It's really, really good. And I think, David, are you going to mix that up today?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, because I think
it's not a problem. I got flavors for it, so
okay. Because
I looked at the recipe. I looked at all the recipes. I have all the flavors for this one. So yeah, that's not a problem. We can do that up. Not a big deal.
Okay, because I think you should you should really try this because you're a custard guy.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Give me a second.
That's my favorite of all of them. I want to thank everybody for putting out the recipes. We're going to try our best to do another challenge. We may mention it today. I don't know. We'll see if David wants to do that. But we're going to try to mix up these recipes as we go so that we can, if somebody comes up with a really good recipe, give them a shout out, give them some recognition for the hard work that they're doing on these challenges. That's why I wanted to mix up all these recipes, just to let people know I'm going to mix them up as best I can. If I can't get a flavor, and I can't. But so there we go. That's my favorite. The Figgy Custard by Dan Cohn. Go check it out. Oh, I didn't really go over the ingredients here. He's using 2.5% of Fig Fresh FA. He's using 2% TFA malted milk. He's using 0.5% Cap Super Sweet. 4.5% of Vanilla Bean Ice Cream TPA. Using 2.25% Vanilla Custard version 1 cap. Using 1.25% Vanilla Swirl TPA and 5% White Chocolate TPA, which I thought was going to be too much, but it really does tone down the fig in there, and it helps, and it pairs well with the Vanilla Bean Ice Cream and the custard. It's just a really, really, really good vape. I give it a 4.25 out of 5 stars. So there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was able to hook up all the flavors. Yeah, dude, we could throw that together. I'll give it a vape.
Okay.
Let you know what I think. I'm a big custard fan, so real quick.
David,
yeah.
The custard premium is available on chat.
It is.
Awesome.
I think there was somebody in the chat said it was available. Let me scroll back. It was available at DIY VS, but Graham said that they no longer carry it. But if you just check to see it's available on Chefs, that's freaking awesome. I'm actually, if it's one of those flavors that's going to be in and out, because I've been hearing, see, here's the thing. I've been hearing, since I'm a custard guy, I've been hearing, like I said, a lot of stuff in forums about the FA Custard Premium. I've heard that, not to repeat myself, but I heard that it was just rebranded. And then I heard that it was going to be like an in-and-out flavor. And then now I'm hearing in the chat that, it's no longer available. So if it's that good of a custard and Chefs does carry it, I will probably order 240 mils or maybe a 16-ounce bottle from there.
I put the link on the chat.
Awesome. Yeah, as soon as I'm done here with the show, I think I'm going to go online and I'm going to order it just to give it a try. Because like I said, I thought it was just regular FA custard.
Sorry. It says here it's no longer available. It's not in stock right now.
Dude, it's
available, but not on stock right now.
That's probably why, because it's getting so scarce. So hopefully Lewis at Chefs, hopefully he'll be able to get that back in stock soon. I think if it's that good of a flavor, I think maybe, if people out there in the chat, maybe Graham, or if they have contacts with Flavor Art, maybe in North America, maybe they can contact them to see if they can, get a batch and maybe distribute it to Bull City Flavors or something like that. Because I know that he has contacts through Bull City and Flavor Art. Maybe he can hook up the community and maybe try to get that out there for us. That'd be awesome because I really want to try it.
Yeah. Guys, I just wanted to shout out Aaron Arrett. He was the one that did that last recipe, the figgy custard. That must be his username. Dan Cohn. So good job, Aaron. Good job.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see him in the Facebook group a lot. He posts a lot of stuff in there. Awesome. Yeah. But I don't know if you guys, I know like I said, my Wi-Fi tower for some reason it cut out twice. I dropped off talking about FLV. I wanted to get caught up. I know you were going through the recipes when I came back in. Have you guys talked about anything else? Anything you're working on? Any flavors that you're testing or anything like that you want to guys?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Do you want to talk about that shit before we start going into the mixing and stuff like that? I mean, here's the thing. I mean, this show is going to be a little bit over our usual scheduled hour because it's been a while. since we've been live, and there's a lot of shit to cover. So, you know, we're excited and we want to talk about some stuff. I know there's a few recipes that I got out there. I ordered some new bottles that I'm going to show you guys that are pretty fucking phenomenal. I like them. I've been doing a lot of flavor testings this week. A lot of tobaccos.
David, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
I looked for it. It is available on the Italian official flavor art store, but for some reason, after I write something on the chat, I can't write anymore. So I can't write the link there.
Okay.
But
at least we know it's available over there. Saturday, once this gets up,
I'll put it on the
post it in the chat.
Yeah, I posted it in the chat, and you can repost it.
I'll repost
it. Gotcha.
Awesome.
So, Folk Art, I know that we were talking about some of the Flavoro line that we got in. I know that you were. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but the yam. I heard you said it was fucking phenomenal.
Man, I can't stop talking about yam.
Yeah.
So
you enjoying that shit or what, dude? I smelled it.
I love this shit. I am in love with Flavora yam.
I smelled it.
This stuff, you know, I don't know if y'all guys in the chat have followed any of my earlier work. It's not that. I mean, it's only been a few months ago, I guess. I did a sweet potato pie back in, I guess it's October last year.
Yeah, for Thanksgiving, for fall.
Yeah, and I used, it was hard to find a good, well, there really is no sweet potato pie flavoring out there, so you have to take something else to kind of make that. There's a couple yams, but the one that I used was Hanson pumpkin pie, and I kind of bent it into a sweet potato pie, and it's good. It's a good recipe, but with this new flavoring, this new flavoring is not available yet. Okay, you can't get it anywhere. I only got it because he sent me a sample of it.
But shit, I didn't know that.
But I talked to him.
You did?
Yeah, I talked to him, and he said, "Yeah, go ahead and shout it out if you want to, because it's going to be at Bull City Flavors and Nicotine River, and hopefully like the next couple weeks. So if y'all guys get a chance to pick this stuff up, if you like sweet potato, or if you're making some kind of a yam or a maybe even a pumpkin, you need to get this stuff. This has a phenomenal flavor to it. You could vape it as a single flavor. I've reformulated my sweet potato pie for it, and it's just spot on sweet potato. So if you like that kind of thing, you know, when it comes out, pick it up, because I think that once it goes on sale, it's going to be out of stock pretty soon. If it was to go on sale, like
you made everybody go out of stock on HS.
Yeah, I know. Right after
like 3 months, Jesus Christ.
Right after I put out the sweet potato pie using the Hanson's pumpkin pie, you couldn't get it for like 2 months. So
yeah. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I smelled it. We talked offline for a couple minutes, and you were saying you were raving. I was talking about the Tatanka tobacco, which I'll talk about, but about the Tatanka. Wait, my internet just froze up for a second.
That's fine.
Okay.
You're okay.
When you were talking about the yam, I was talking about the Tatanka. I did smell it. I didn't flavor test it because I must have flavor tested I single flavor tested probably about 30 or 40 concentrates this week. And it was, I smelled it, and I don't know if you guys, I don't know if it vapes like this. Maybe you could say, have you ever tasted like sweet potato chips? Like I think Terra Chip Company or something makes a sweet potato chip. It has like a greasy smell to me. Is that what it tastes like, or
not to me? I get a rich sweet potato with brown sugars, marshmallow, and some of the like the skin, the potato skin, like on the inside of a baked potato. The closer you get to the skin, it kind of gets brown, so it gets like a dark, almost like a leafy taste to it.
Yeah,
I get that almost like a tobacco leaf.
Like a dirty taste almost.
Well, I wouldn't say dirty, but it's a dark kind of a leaf Tobacco
Earthy?
leaf. Yeah, earth. I guess you'd call it earthy.
Yeah, that's what I was going for, like an
Yeah.
earthy.
Yeah, it had a sweet potato casserole smell to me when I smelled it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
had a very, caramelly marshmallow flavor
Yeah.
smell to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that another, like, for me, I think it's two different things, like yams and sweet potatoes, but they're like kind of the same thing, right?
Technically, no. There is a yam, and then there is a sweet potato.
Sweet
But
potato.
most people, when they talk about yams, they're talking about sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes.
Yeah. I looked it up.
Because I knew they were separate. Because I know you could buy yams, but then you could buy sweet potatoes. But they're like hand in hand. They're pretty much almost the same.
They're
real close.
They're tubers.
They're real close.
Yeah.
They have a different taste. One's a little bit more bitter than the other one.
Yeah.
I like yams though. I like real fresh yams. I'll buy, or I'm sorry, sweet potatoes. I'll buy sweet potatoes like potatoes, and I'll throw them in the microwave. I just like the inherent sweetness that yams have. Throw some butter on there. I can eat them with butter and salt all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good.
Butter and a little bit of cinnamon, brown sugar.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
But that's
so. What about you?
But this right here's got all of it, man. It's got all of it. Okay, I'm done.
No, it's okay. Lewis or Russ, Daddy Kane, you got anything that you want to talk about? Any flavors or recipes that you've been working on?
No, I've been working on some tobaccos. Flavor. I got from chefs. I got 3 tobaccos. That the ones that are available on chefs. It is cured, red barley, and Turkish. There's another one with menthol, but I'm not a menthol guy, so I'm working with them. For now I'm liking very much Turkish. I like very much cured mixed with red barley, and now I'm adding some things and to get something out of it. I'm trying some vanilla. I'm trying vanilla custard. I'm trying rum, Flavor Arts rum. What else I'm trying? I'm trying caramel, and I'm trying nut mix from Flavor Art. Let's see what comes out of this.
Nut mix. How do you like it? I can't stand it, honestly.
I like it very much. I know you don't like it. I like it very much, very much. It goes very well with fig.
What percentage are you using that shit at?
Nut mix?
Yes.
With tobaccos, between 1 and 1.5%.
Wow.
1 and 2%. 1 and 2%.
Yeah, I get really chemical off notes from that flavor, for me at least. But I never
like it very much. Yeah, it has a special sweetness in it that I quite like it.
Okay. What about you?
And it goes very well with fig, and it goes well with tobaccos.
Daddy Kane, what do you got going on, buddy?
Well, since we got the FLV line, I've been kind of messing around with we got that FLV pucker. Wasn't real sure what that was. It's turning out to be a tobacco additive, and it's got a tartness to it. You know, it's almost like a lemon kind of tart, but then on the back end of that, it's got a little sweetness on the end. You know, I've been messing around with that about 1%. I also tried the FLV Black Cherry. Not a fan of that at all. I use that at 1%. To me, when I vaped in the single flavor testing, it kind of reminded me of a box of new baseballs, if that makes sense.
Wait, what was that? What was the flavor?
You know how, the Black Cherry.
Oh,
FLV
okay.
Black Cherry. I can't even describe how it smells. It does smell like a cherry to me when I open the bottle and I smell it. So I was kind of hesitant to go higher than 1% with it because I wasn't sure where it was going to go, and I'm glad I didn't. Because on the first vape, it just reminded me of T-ball. You know, when I opened up brand new boxes of baseballs, and it just reminded me of new leather for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah,
baseball.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Brand new.
You're saying it tastes like fucking like a grease, like a
baseball, like a leather, like brand new baseball leather, like baseball glove or something. I don't know. But then again, I've been sick, so it might just be my olfactory might be all fucked up. So I don't know.
Yeah, I tell you what, that plays a big part, man. When you're sick, dude, you might as well forget doing single flavor testing, man.
Yeah, because I put it down quick. Plays a big part. Yeah, I put it down quick after when I vaped it, I was like, oh hell no. I'll probably come back to that in maybe a couple weeks. I had the same problem with the Inuera. I tried some Inuera rather, black cherry for pipe, and to me it tastes like Vicks cough syrup, and I didn't like that one either. But like I said, I'll probably revisit all those again. But I love that Tatanka, which you're going to talk about. I also like the Kentucky. And I got a couple other ones that I tested too. I can't remember. I don't have them in front of me right now. But all in all, I think I got 14 or 15 tobacco flavors. And I've kind of gone through maybe 6 of them so far, 6 or 7 of them. And out of those, I'm liking the Oriental, the Tatanka, the Red Burley, the Kentucky, the Cured. I like the Native. So those are turning out to be pretty good. Now, next thing I'm going to try out is the sweet cigarette. I got the sweet cigarette and the commercial cigarette. I want to try those too, but I want to wait until I get some menthol or something to try with those. See what I can come up with.
Yep. So what you
other than that,
David, unmute your mic. Oh. Okay, it looks like he's talking to his kids. He might have to go beat them or something.
No, I wasn't. They're actually not here today. They went up there, Grams. I fell asleep. I took a nap today, and everybody vacated the house, which is
okay.
But no, when you're talking about a menthol, was you talking like maybe like a WS-23 or a WS or maybe like a cooling agent that you were trying to add to that? Or
no, I didn't try to add it. I don't have any cooling agents. The only cooling agent I have is Coolada, and I really don't want to use Coolada.
Yeah.
So I might try to get some WS-23 or something like that, or try it with peppermint or spearmint or something like that.
Okay, yeah. So I've seen in the chat also, Digital Graham. He was saying that was it commercial cigarette? I think he said no. I'm sorry, sweet cigarette was also an additive in a mix. I haven't tried it. I focused on the Tatanka for some reason. Like when I got the concentrates, I just cracked open a bunch that I thought I would be interested in, and I just did a smell test on a lot of them. Mm-hmm. But real quick, I don't know if you want to. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the concentrates that I got a decent amount in, and I was just cracking them open left and right just to give them a smell test. Because I can always tell somewhat of what a concentrate's going to vape like from smelling it and doing a hand test. So the one that kind of like caught me by surprise, and I did a super simple recipe with it because I didn't want to destroy what Flavora did with this concentrate, was the Tatanka tobacco. I cracked it open, and literally, I mean, I was a big chewing tobacco person. I chewed Copenhagen, Side Chew, WB Cut, you name it. I mean, I actually probably chewed more than I smoked cigarettes in my day. And the first thing that I got was Red Man chewing tobacco. As soon as I opened the Tatanka tobacco. And it's weird because it kind of hit me in the gut. It was like one of those things where you open up a fresh bag of Red Man Chew and it hits you at your core. Like it's a super strong tobacco, sweet tobacco, like Red Man almost, It has like nice earthy, like caramely, like just sugary notes to it. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, fuck, this is like, it brought me back to my chewing days, like my chewing tobacco days. Yep. So the first thing I did was I hurried up. I went on the computer. I typed in Flavora Tatanka, and their website came up, and I went on Flavora.com, and I checked their site for this flavor, because it was just so pungent, and just it reminded me of it. You know what I mean? And when I read through it, it said just like opening a bag of Red Man tobacco, and I was like, for fuck's sake! I mean, I got this. It's exactly what I got from it, and it was just like, wow, like, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking like, well, is this going to vape like it smells? Because if it's going to kind of vape kind of like how it smells, it's going to be like super strong and super sweet. Because like Red Man tobacco, to me, when I would used to chew it and side chew, it was like super sweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get a ton of juice, super sweet. But the way this vape was like, I mean, the first time I did a single flavor test on it, I got like a great sweetness, like a deep earthy notes from it, and I got just caramel notes from it, and I'm like, wow, this is fucking good. Like I really enjoyed this. It was deep. It was like a deep pipe tobacco that you would get from maybe like a drugstore, or just like even a high-end tobacco place, just like a nice caramely, you know, deep pipe tobacco that I got. I really didn't get too many like musty notes from it, I guess you would call it. But I did get you know, just the caramel sweet, like almost like a doughy, not too much doughy, but it was more just like a sweet caramel. And I flavor tested it at 1%, and it was just perfect. I probably could have vaped it at 1%. Like I can mix up a 30 ml bottle with 1% FLV Tatanka and vape that shit all day. That's how good it is to me. Now, mind you, I had a bad experience on tobaccos years ago when I first started vaping. It was a Turkish tobacco I think it was from like a brick and mortar gas station or something like that. And it was just total shit. Ruined my RDA, and I'm like, well, fuck, I'm not vaping tobaccos anymore. And I'm glad I got these, because it's fucking phenomenal. So basically what I did really quick, and I'll move on to the other flavors that I tried, was I just pretty much just paired it. I didn't want to destroy it. You know what I mean? So I paired it with Flavor West salted caramel, and I paired it with Flavor West butter pecan. I wasn't going to release the recipe, but I did today, because it's such a good vape. I mean, it's only probably 6.5% flavoring. I think it's 6.5 or 6.25% in the recipe. Yeah. But it is a full flavored, and those caramels and that butter pecan really accent that tobacco, and the pecan kind of accent. Like I get kind of an ashy note towards the end of the tobacco. It kind of accent that pecan kind of that earthy. That pecan really accents that note on that tobacco. So I really enjoyed it. But other than that, I mean, I worked. It's actually, you know, it's a freaking good flavor. And even though, and here's the thing, even though I got these concentrates for free, to show you that I'm not bullshitting about this flavor, I went ahead and I ordered another 30 mils from Bull City. Yeah, just the other day. That's how much I enjoy it, and so that just goes to show I'm not like blowing smoke or blowing steam up somebody's ass saying that, hey, you got to check these flavors out. But yeah, it's an excellent tobacco. I really enjoy it.
I've yet to try that one. I tried a couple of the tobaccos, but that one I haven't got to yet. But I can't wait.
Sorry, I was just reading some of Graham's. He was saying some FLV is very different on the nose, smells funky a lot. Yes, I agree, Graham. Also, not all of them need to be used super low percentage like people say. Go to like 4% on a bunch of them. I get soy sauce from a lot of the dough ones. Yes, you are correct. From some of the ones that I've tried, yes, you do have to kind of like play with them a little bit. I mean, you don't have to use all of Flavora's line at like super low percentages. Some of them you kind of have to go higher on. I think real quick, some of the ones that I've tried was I think it was vanilla pudding. The pumpkin spice is fucking phenomenal.
I heard it.
I didn't release it. Yeah, I didn't release it yet, but it's not that time of the year. I figured let me do a fried donut, like a pumpkin spiced fried donut or pumpkin pie fried donut. I mixed that up, and it is fucking phenomenal. It is a good flavor, the pumpkin spice. I really enjoyed that. At first, the vanilla pudding was kind of like off-putting. I don't know if it was just weird, but it took me a while to like really grasp the flavor. But it exactly reminded me of a box of like Jello pudding that you would buy at the grocery store and mix it with milk, bring it home, put it in the fridge, like instant pudding, like a vanilla instant pudding. I think I used it at like maybe 1 to like 2%, like in a mix. And that's what I got from it. I'm in the process of redoing a banana pudding pie with it. I really like that flavor. There was a couple other ones, but we could talk about those later on, next week maybe or something like that. But yeah, I mean, check some of these flavors out that me and Folkar talked about, especially some of the flavors that Russell talked about. They're super good. And we tell you right off the bat if they weren't good. I like them a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to say that there are 2 flavors from Flavora that I don't like. That I got from Chef's too. One of it is apple filling, and the other one is apple cider. I don't like them. Sorry.
I
don't know if you tried them already, because I'm also in the process of making some with apples.
Are you talking about the apple pie filling or whatever it is?
Apple filling. It's called apple filling. I don't like it. Sorry. And
there was one. There was
Sorry?
one. I think it was apple filling, or was it? Hold on. Go ahead. Talk about it. Let me see if I can find it.
I think
because for once it's not authentic. For starting, I don't think it's an authentic flavor, and it kind of let me down. The authenticity of it kind of let me down with it. And then I think they are hard to work about. I couldn't find yet. I've been working with them quite a bit. I couldn't find them and use for it. And as I told you, I wanted to make a recipe with apples, some kind of apple or apple juice or apple cider or something around this. Sorry, I couldn't find the use for them till now.
Apple pie or whatever. I smelled that, and it smells freaking phenomenal to me. I think. I didn't flavor test it yet, though.
Well, that's the thing with that's the thing with flavor. It's all relative. You know?
It's all subjective, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all subjective.
Exactly. So, David, you going to mix something up for us today?
Yeah, I will. I'm just looking to see if I can find that apple pie. I couldn't find it. I just did another smell test on it.
David, it's not apple pie. It's apple filling.
I think that's what it is. That's why I'm trying to look for it to see if it's the same one, which I'm sure it is. But yeah, also there was another recipe that I released today. Not to get off topic of Flavora, but FA breakfast cereals. I don't know if you guys ever tasted that.
Very good too.
I haven't mixed it up yet.
I'm not very into cereals. But I've tried it and it's very, very good.
Yes.
Much better than the TPAs and Capellas around there. Much better than the 27.
Yes, that sounds
from
like a cardboard from Cereal 27 from Capellas. But I actually I've had it for a while since they released it. And I just decided to crack it open. And I tell you what, that is a phenomenal flavor. I get like a Special K, almost Frosted Flakes from that flavor. And it's really good. And it's been a while since I had a strawberry vape. And I just decided to mix up like a strawberry vape with the Flavor Up breakfast cereal, and it turned out really good. I really enjoyed it a lot.
What's the name of it? What's the name of it, David?
Yeah, if you want to check it out real quick, it should be on ATF. Just go on ATF's website. It should be on there.
What's the name of it?
It's strawberry. What the hell was it? What the hell did I? It was some goofy name that I put to it. It was like Strawberry Never Dies, I think it was. And the reason why I said that is because there's so many people out there in the community that are new to DIY and veteran DIYers that they forever chase the strawberry. No matter what it is, they're always making a strawberry vape. You know what I mean? Yeah. And me, like, even though I do research on other recipes, and I sit there and think, okay, well, you know, this guy used this guy used that. I kind of think outside of the box because I feel that the creams, the custards, and everything like that that's in the strawberry vapes out there today have been tested 1,000 times over. It just can be minute changes in the percentages, whether it be either a percent difference of this or a 0.5% different of that. But I always like to incorporate some other flavor in there that's kind of like thinking outside of the box. You know what I mean? I know I did a Not Your Nana's custard, strawberry custard, which I used Nana's cake in it, which it was probably done before, but I did that one time because I was just bored and I wanted to go back to a strawberry, you know, because that's one of the profiles that I chase a lot. And then I put it away for a while and then I come back to it. And then I came across the breakfast cereals and I'm like, well, fuck, you know, I'm going to try this. And then I incorporated it in a strawberry mix. Very basic, but the breakfast cereal, it changes it. Like, it just makes it so good. At first you think it's a strawberries and cream, and then you think it's a strawberries like a cereal strawberry, like a bottom of the bowl strawberry, and then you'll think, well, fuck, this tastes like Nesquik. Which, me personally, like I said, I don't think there's any strawberry out there that tastes like Nesquik. But if you let it sit on your palate after you vape it for a while, I get just straight up like Nesquik from it. Not when I vape it, after it like salivates on my palate after I vape it, because I get that. So you're
using the Innerwear Shisha strawberry and Real Flavors strawberry super concentrate.
Yeah, and the reason why I did is because I wanted steeping, like I wanted the staying power.
Yeah.
I know that recipes that I've used Real Flavors and Innerwear Shisha, which some people think it's like a strawberry frosting. I feel that those two, when combined, they stay in a mix for a decent amount of time, especially Real Flavors. So that's the reason why I paired those two together, because that combo for me works. I like those two strawberries together. Now, I mean, there might be people out there that might like TFA ripe strawberry or Flavor Art strawberry or Capella sweet strawberry. Like, I mean, there's 100 different strawberries out there on the market, but for me, those two, I like the feel of those two strawberries. That's why I incorporated in them.
I really like the Real Flavor strawberry because it seems to last. It doesn't fade nearly as much as some of the other strawberries.
Well, you put that in your ether, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your ether recipe. I thought, that's what I thought. Okay, you put that in your ether recipe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna see how it steeps. I think I put like a 5-day steep on there. That's just so the cereal sets in and stuff like that. But to be honest, though, it's pretty good off the shake. You are gonna get strawberry forward off it because you know the power of the shisha strawberry and the Real Flavor strawberry. Being that there's alcohol, I believe, in there in Real Flavors. Being that that's in there, you're going to get strawberry forward. But even like off the scale, it's really good. It's enjoyable. So you know, check that out, guys. If you want to, leave a review. Like always, if you think it's shit to you. But I think it's pretty decent. And I did add some acetylpyrrazine in there to kind of give it more of a cereal effect.
Send some strawberry Real Flavor strawberry to me.
Well, they're based in no, they're not in Canada. That's Wonder Flavors. Real Flavors is in Michigan.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know.
I thought that they ship worldwide. I thought. Real
I
flavors.
couldn't find it here yet. Well, maybe at Chef's, but I can't buy everything, of course, because buying from Chef's for me it's kind of expensive.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to switch cameras here, guys. Got all my flavors set up for this fig tobacco. Now, mind you, Folkart knows.
You're not going to be mixing up the tobacco, are you?
No.
That's what you said.
I'm mixing up the fig. Oh, did I? Sorry. I just got so much shit on my mind from doing so much flavor testing and everything like that. No, I'm going to mix up the fig custard. Now, mind you, I'm a fig or a custard freak, so yeah, I'll let you know if this is decent or not for custard.
I thought it was really good. I'm going to throw it up on the screen here one more time, and this is from by I think Aaron Arendt. He was in the chat. He said that his username was Dan Cone. So
my camera's a little crooked for some reason. I don't know why. Who cares?
So guys, while David's mixing that up, if y'all have any questions for us, please ask us questions. We need questions. We may not have answers, but we need questions.
Yeah, we should have answers. Speaking of that, I remember you was telling me, now that I switched cameras, I'm looking down at my scale. You told me that you dropped your damn scale, dude.
I did. I dropped it off my table, and so then when I started mixing up a recipe, and I started noticing that it was calling for like 4 grams of nicotine when I was only making up like 30 mils, and I only used 3% nicotine. I was like, wait a minute, this ain't right. And so I stopped dropping it in there, and the scales just kept going up and up and up and up and up, just with the bottle sitting there. And I tried to recalibrate it, took out the batteries, all that kind of shit. It was just fucked. So I had to buy me another scale. But I got it. It's working good.
Did you go with the same one, or did you go with a different one?
I went with the same one. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to beat that scale, even though that one was broke. It was my fault. I dropped it off the table and just messed it up.
Okay. Right. Okay. So I'm looking at this recipe. I have all the concentrates for it. I'm going to mix up a 30 mil. Now, before I get started with mixing this, I wanted to give you a real quick lowdown on these new bottles that I got. These are the ones that dropperbottles.com were promoting. They're their own company. This is called, is it Big Mouth Bottles? I believe bigmouthbottles.com. Yeah. That make these new bottles. They kind of remind you of like a Tylenol bottle. So, me personally, I can't stand these fucking bottles, the Gorilla bottles. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. If I get backlash for it, I really don't care, because these bottles like just leak like fuck. I'm sorry, they do. Yeah. Now, and when I seen the ad, go ahead.
So those bottles that first bottle that you were showing, you got them from Dropper Bottles.
Yes,
dropperbottles.com. Okay.
These, I'm sorry, the wide mouth.
Yeah.
Or they call them the big mouth. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I got these from Dropper Bottle. I think if you use code DIY, you get 10% off your order. I just typed it in there to see what would come up, and 10% came off. Yeah. I actually purchased the 30 mils because I actually, from doing the live mixing all the time, I needed more 30 mil bottles. I still have probably about 20 or 30 out of the 120 mil bottles left of the Gorilla. Now, I still do like these. I mean, don't get me wrong, they do leak, but I still like them because they do have the wide mouth, and they're easy to mix in. You know what I mean? They're easy to mix in. Yeah. It's not like if you was to take here, let me get one of these bottles here. It's not like if you was to take one of these bottles, you know, and it has a super small, opening for you to drip to make a mix it. Yeah. It just makes it really nice, and they're kind of more stubby than the average 30 mil bottle. Like, this is like an average 30 mil bottle that comes from it's not kind of me, kind of like average it up. from Bull City. It just goes to show you they're a little fatter, a little shorter, but they have the nice wide mouth that's really nice. Now, they come with different caps too. They're not like the caps that you get for the Gorilla bottles. It's kind of like the caps that you would get from Bull City. You know what I mean? Like on a Favora, or I'm sorry, like a FA bottle, like a Flavor Art bottle.
Yeah.
They snap in place. Now, the only thing is they don't spit back as much on the top. They kind of have the same profile as far as the top. Like, let me see if I can get the camera there. They kind of have the same profile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as the drip top. But they don't spit back as much because you get more air that draws back into the bottle, and they're a lot softer. So you get more air that goes back in the bottle, and it sucks it down. But the cool thing about it is, let me see if I can get the other caps. For some reason, Dropper Bottles sent me extra caps, which I have no clue why they sent me these. They sent me so if any of you out there in the community that are watching live that won 100 caps, I think, for Stubby Gorilla bottles, they sent me these, I guess, for some damn reason, which I don't even own 60 ml bottles. But you could see that the difference. They have that like little lip, you know. Yeah. So in other words, when you're squeezing the shit out of it, it's not going to pop off on you. You know what I mean? So, but all in all, I think for 130 ml bottles with shipping to Pittsburgh, in the Pittsburgh area, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it was like $40. Yeah. Which isn't too bad, in my opinion. I like it. So getting to this recipe.
Sorry, Steve, Graham is asking you, how do you feel about being nominated to Recipe of the Year?
I don't know. I have no clue. I mean, I think I don't know what the hell I think. It was not expected by any stretch of the imagination. It was not expected. There's a lot of really good mixers out there that are a hell of a lot better than me. Do I think that my Boss Reserve or my Cookies and Cream, deserve to be in there? Maybe. But there's a lot of other recipes out there that I think are just as good, if not better. But it's cool. It's cool. It kind of shocked me that I was included in that. But if I win, great. If I don't, it's fine. It's all in fun, and I try to make recipes that people enjoy, and help them save some money. And if I win, which I'm not expecting to, because I think Cardinal, my fear, is much better than the two that I have in there. I haven't tried the what's the one that Rage did? Some kind of cereal crunch. I haven't tried that one, but hey, I'm just glad to be in the 5.
That's a good recipe. He brought me back to Cinnamon Danish Swirl on that. Mm-hmm. I can tell you that. It's a pretty decent recipe as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to get rid of this chat.
So Wayne was talking about when he announced the nominations. He said he first said that my Cookies and Cream was in the running, but then he said that the Boss Reserve was also in the running because he liked it better, but he didn't know whether that he wanted to put that in the Recipe of the Year just because it's a clone. And I totally understand that, because it does kind of set a weird kind of precedence. You're not making up your own kind of profile. You're taking somebody else's profile and making a recipe from it. It's just as hard, if not harder, to try to come up with a recipe that tastes like somebody else's without knowing the formula. But I know what he's talking about, and if that one doesn't get in there, it's totally understandable.
Okay.
But you'll win.
What's that, Rob? What's that, Lewis?
I'm saying that Steve will win this year.
I hope so. That'd be cool.
I don't think so.
That'd be pretty awesome.
But
You know
there's
what I mean?
there's a lot of people that likes those two recipes. So who knows?
Okay, so looking at this recipe, I'm a custard fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
I like custards. I did see he used a fig. Like some of the like you said, it's pretty good. Some of the percentages are pretty high to me, but that's not necessarily saying that this is not a good vape.
Mm-hmm.
What is the total percentage of? Let me check my total
17.
total
17.
17.75. Okay. So we got Flavor Arts Fig Fresh at 2.25%. Throw that in here real quick. So that would be. Let me turn my laptop a little bit. Sorry, I got two different screens going here at once. 2.25. So it'd be 0.68. So what made this stand out to you, Folk Art, out of all the other recipes that you enjoyed about it?
It was a bright custard, and most custards that I have tried, but besides maybe the one that you have, and this one, most custards are kind of heavy and like too eggy. I mean, I do like that egginess of custards, but if you're going for a real custard, most of the time it's like it's too heavy. This one was bright and light, but the vanilla bean ice cream seemed to add that vanilla in there too, that made it brighter to me. But it just had an overall good flavor to it. I didn't read his notes on this. Maybe I should. Okay, he says it's
not much of a note.
Yeah. He says this is a thick and rich fig custard pudding. I can see that it's a custard pudding. Yeah, for sure. And it's I would say it's more on the bright side than it is rich. Maybe it's just a different way of saying the same thing. But it's very, in my opinion, it's good.
Okay. All right, so we're on to the vanilla bean ice cream. I think that's probably what makes this recipe.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just by looking at the vanilla swirl and the vanilla bean ice cream, even though I'm a custard fan at 2.25, I mean, that does add but the vanilla bean ice cream at 4.5%. Yeah, vanilla bean ice cream, you add that to anything, dude. It makes it taste.
Yeah. Now, I know some people get like a peppery note from it. I don't.
I don't.
But
no, I don't either.
Yeah. We have.
I did for a week.
For a week, when somebody mentioned it, and then you got it.
I did for a week, then it went away. Fortunately.
Yeah. Power of suggestion. So we got.
Yeah.
We got a question in the chat. I guess it's two questions. It's my dude. It's my dude says salted caramel for tobaccos ? I guess he was asking about the tobacco recipe that you did with the salted caramel. I don't know exactly what he's asking. But,
the salted caramel is by Flavor West. Maybe that's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
I know when Fresh came on, he was really hyping that salted caramel.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, fuck, I'm going to have to try this. So I went ahead and I purchased a sample of the salted caramel, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I know Lewis said that you don't get the salt, though. You should.
No, I don't. I like it very much, but I can't get the salt from it. Yeah. But I like it very much.
I don't really get salt with anything.
I mean, I do. I get the salt with it, but I mean, it's not like super in your face. But I do get like a saline type salt. I mean, same thing. Flavor from it. It's not like super in your face, but I really enjoy it. So I went ahead and to me, I really enjoy that flavor too. So shout out to Fresh for really hyping that flavor. It's a really good flavor. So I went ahead and I ordered a 120 ml bottle of it from Bull City. because I feel that there's a lot of uses for that flavor in recipes. Now, if I remember correctly, when we were talking offline, Lewis, you were talking about that you feel that Flavor Art makes the best caramel or caramel. You said that you like that one the most out of all of them.
Well, they have different uses because Flavor Arts caramel is more. You know, when you put sugar in a pan and you put it on your stove and you make caramel of it, okay, that's Flavor Art caramel. Flavor West salted caramel is more like a creamy caramel. Is what I'm saying making any sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's they both have their uses. They are different. In sometimes you will go to the Flavor West. Sometimes you will go to the Flavor Arts. But with authentic caramel, you have to go to the Flavor Arts.
I mean, I can see where you're going with that, because that's one of the things that I think that a lot of the caramels that I've tasted, like I get too much of that on the stove type simmering that caramel and getting kind of like, I don't know, like I don't want to say burnt notes, but I kind of get like that cooked
that burnt sugar.
Yeah, I get that from a lot of caramels, and with Flavor West salted caramel, I just get like a creamy like caramel taste with it, and I really enjoy it. I'm gonna check my nicotine here for some reason.
For instance, if you want to a recipe, do you in the United States eat a lot of creme brulee or crema catalana?
I've had.
Okay, creme brulee is a pudding made of eggs, and on top it has a crust of caramel. To mimic that crust, you have to go to Flavor Arts caramel. No, you can't go to Flavor West.
Because it's more of a like a, you know, they take a little torch and they heat that sugar up on there to make it brown. Yeah.
It is in fact a burnt sugar.
Yeah.
For that you go to Flavor. For that flavor you go to Flavor Arts.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way about a lot of those. And me personally, I don't like that. When I taste a caramel, I want to taste like, I don't know if they have that in Portugal. There's a candy company out there that's called Brock's. And then there's Werther's. It's like a hard, Werther's are like a hard candy.
Yep.
And Brock's is like a soft caramel chew, like a milky soft caramel chew. And that's what Flavor West salted caramel reminds me of, like a milky, soft caramel chew.
And creamy.
Yes, and I like that aspect of that. You know what I mean? I don't like so much like a charred or baked caramel. I really don't.
I think it has its place. Just like with if you were
wrong.
Yeah.
I think it pies and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you get those dark edges on a pie, like a caramelized sugar,
right,
like on a pie or something like that, like maybe. But for me, it's
Mm-hmm. So the second part of It's My Dude's question was, does anyone add sweetener? I'm supposing that he's talking about the caramel and tobacco recipe. Would you add sweetener to that recipe that you made, David?
No.
You wouldn't? Okay.
No, not at all. Because the reason being, Flavor West. We all know that Flavor West's concentrates use a fuck ton of sweetener in their concentrates. That's the reason why I didn't put any sweetener in this recipe. Now, that's not saying that I didn't look up chemically whether or not that they did, but the Tatanka tobacco does have an inherent like sweetness to it, like almost like a not a honey, but like you could taste that like thick, like if you've ever chewed Red Man Chew, like side chew, it has that like, or even like if you was to open up a bag of fresh pipe tobacco, you get that like sharp, like corn syrupy type sweetness, inherent sweetness from that. You get that from this concentrate. So you really don't have to add any sweetener to it because it's already inherently sweet. Like, you know what I mean? So it's by itself a concentrate. That's why I said that I didn't really want to add too much to this concentrate because I feel this concentrate by itself, I feel that it's great by itself. It really is. It's really great by itself. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, I didn't want to add too much to it.
Yeah.
After I did my recipe, I didn't even do any research on this flavor concentrate. And I'm afraid to do a tobacco to begin with because fear is just like Jesus Christ God when it comes to tobaccos. Yeah. So I really didn't even want to release this recipe because he's so good at tobaccos. But after I did the flavor test, I looked on Flavor's website and that was it. Okay. After I did the recipe and released it, that's when I did research on other people's recipes. Now, the funny thing is other people's recipes out there in the community, they did use not salted caramel, I don't think, but they did use butter pecan. You know what I mean? And that was the first thing that I thought of with this concentrate. And just incorporating both of those with just that flavor, that low percentage, I think it's a phenomenal vape. If you enjoy that type of vape, you know, it's pretty good.
Graham,
so I'm shaking this up here.
Graham was asking about Inaware creme brulee. He's asking me where I use it at. Honestly, I just got that flavoring in like last week, and I've only mixed it in one recipe, and that was Slashalow's, and he used it at 0.75%. I got to do some more testing with it before I know exactly where to use it.
So real quick,
it's a pretty good custard. You can consider it a custard.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good custard.
Yeah.
Because of creme brulee, at the end, it is a custard.
Yeah,
it's made a little different. Or say the process of baking the real creme brulee, it's kind of different because it goes into the oven. But at the end, it's the ingredients are cream, eggs, and sugar. So it's a custard
with vanilla, maybe. Yeah. Now, I've tried to build a creme brulee from scratch. It was okay, but I'm gonna look into that Inaware creme brulee more. Like I say, I've only mixed it in that one recipe.
It's pretty, and it's a pretty authentic flavor. Inaware's creme brulee.
I don't think I have that one. That creme brulee. All right, just let me get this tobacco. Actually, I'm vaping that tobacco right now. And let me tell you something real quick, though, too, about that Tatanka. I didn't experiment with it too much, but I'm telling you what, you could probably throw anything at this, like a cherry, apricot, or even orange or citrus flavors or anything like that to it. And
yam?
I think maybe not yam, but like fruits, like any type of fruits, like a strawberry or anything like that. At this, it's that good to me. I really enjoy it. I think cherry would work probably really good in this, but there's not a lot of cherries out there on the market right now that are that good. They either taste like cough medicine or like a syrup.
I tried a cherry just the other day, and I wish I could remember what it was, but it had a kind of woodiness to it. Oh, it was wild cherry. What was that? Let me look here. And when I vaped it, I thought that might be really good with a tobacco. What was it? Was it FA wild cherry? No.
Dude, this smells good.
You know, I'm as you guys know, my I had a lost order from Innoera, so I reordered. I got PayPal to return me the monies, and now I reordered all the flavors. Hopefully I'll receive them next week.
You said
sorry.
You got your money back from PayPal. You said.
Yeah. Because Innoera wanted me to wait 3 months to give me.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah. So I had to ask PayPal to give me the money back. So I reordered. One of the flavors. Let me look for it. Go ahead. Let me look for it to tell you the exact name. I'm pretty anxious to get it.
So
what flavors did you order again?
Let me look for it with the exact, because I never see no one talk about this flavor.
So while he's looking for that, I was just going to comment on that cherry that I was talking about. It's Real Flavors Wild Cherry Super Concentrate. It's not a bad cherry as cherries go. There's not a lot of good cherries out there, but it has a little bit of a woodiness to it, like the stem of a cherry too. That might go good with a tobacco, but yeah. Not a lot of cherries to choose from out there.
The flavor I was talking about is cherries in liquor.
Okay.
If I receive it, when I receive it, I'll talk
What are you going
about
to put that in? What are you going to put that in?
Well, I was thinking about chocolates and I was thinking about tobaccos.
Okay. I could see cherry liqueur working with a tobacco, or maybe even chocolates. Yeah, like you said, chocolate. It slipped my mind, but chocolates. Yeah, like a cherry cordial, like a chocolate covered.
Let's find out to see if it is an authentic flavor, if it's a good flavor.
Yeah.
If it is, I'm going to try it with chocolates and with tobacco.
Wow, this dude, this is really good.
Yeah, it is, ain't it? Aaron
right,
did. He did a good job on it.
Wow, dude, it is really good. Like really, really good.
Yeah, it is.
Holy fuck!
Is he still in the chat, Aaron?
I don't know, but I'm telling you what. Like, I mean, I can't taste the sweetener in there, the super sweet, which is odd because I can usually taste super sweet when you add it. Mm-hmm. But for using, I've tested Flavor Arts Fig Fresh.
Yeah.
It's a tough son of a bitch to me.
It is. It really is.
It's a tough one. And for him to use it at 2.25% in this mix,
yep,
hats off. Like, really.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's the thing I was scared about because when I single flavor tested this, I'm like, fuck, this is going to be a hard flavor to work with. Hmm. With him having all of these flavors in this recipe, I looked at it. I'm like, wow, there's a lot going on in there.
Yeah.
And for him to have, what was the white chocolate at 5% or 4.5%?
Is it 5? Which I thought would be, pretty high, but I'm gonna let you finish.
I thought it was a fucking typo. Because I rewrote it into all the flavors, and I'm just looking at the recipe right now, and I see 5%. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's high. But I literally, and I'm being totally shit honest here. This is layered excellent. I can taste the vanilla bean cream. I could taste the vanilla swirl. I could taste the white chocolate. I can taste like the malted milk, and I can taste the fig. It's a well-balanced recipe. Yep. Now, you gave it 4.25. I give it probably like 4.5. 4. And the reason being, like, I wouldn't go any higher is because there's something in there that reminds me of like a TFA sweet cream. like a note that I get from TFA Sweet, which is not bad in this recipe, which really works really well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is a super, super good recipe, dude. Yeah. Like I could probably vape on this throughout the day.
Yeah.
Like as far as an all-day vape.
It's good.
Like it's that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well done, Aaron. Congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, like really good use of the white chocolate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, keep them coming.
Yep. Well, so here's the thing. Like I actually did a recipe. I didn't give it a chance to steep yet, but I did. Like what's weird is I didn't know what Aaron did, and I didn't know what Folk Art did. And me and Lewis were talking the other day about incorporating the Tatanka tobacco with the fig, and I actually was doing a white chocolate, pistachio, Tatanka tobacco. And there was something else I put in there. I can't remember what it was. There was like another 2 or 3 flavor concentrates that I put in there. But this is just, yeah, it's really, really good, man. So kudos to you, Aaron. I call him Aaron Arndt. But if it's Aaron, that's fine. But yeah, dude, 4.5, bro. Like I really enjoy this. I don't know how, it's been a while since I used ELR. I did put this on my All the Flavors account, but I didn't put it public, but I will leave like a 4.5 star on your ELR account, man. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. So kudos to you.
Good job.
Real quick before we get out of here, Folk Art, Lewis. Now that Folk Art's a superstar,
yeah,
contention of
he's our VIP.
Recipe of the year came out of nowhere. You got anything before you won?
I haven't won the thing yet. Okay, so I mean,
well, even if you won, I mean, it being in the contention for it, I think it's awesome because here's the thing. I mean, regardless on how people feel out in the community, to put on a show and to do what we do each week for you guys out there in the community, it takes a lot of work. It's tough, you know what I mean? And for Folk Art to run the OBS and everything like that and to come up with some extraordinary mixes for the community, I think it's phenomenal. That just goes to show that how great that DIY Mixers crew is as a group. We come together, we don't argue, we agree on mostly everything, and awesome that you was able to get your name out there and support DIY Mixers crew and your mix and everything like that. That's pretty fucking awesome. Awesome. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to say, but hopefully, even if you don't become in first place, you know what I mean? At least you're in the contention for it, which is pretty cool.
Just have the pleasure of talking to you almost, I can say, daily. It's a privilege.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Couldn't do it without everybody in our crew, guys. Couldn't do it without you.
Yeah. So real quick, before we get out of here, super huge shout out to Flavora for hooking up the crew with a lot of extraordinary concentrates from them. We are still in the process of flavor testing them, and we will make sure we put that out in the community for you guys to give our thoughts, our crew, on what we feel about those. Make sure you check us out on Facebook. If you're not already a member of our Facebook group, make sure you check out our Discord channel. We have that. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed to us. If you enjoy our content, make sure you hit that like. Make sure you check out BullCityFlavors.com. Use code DNC6 and get 6% off your total order. As always, use Mixers Crew for Liquid Barn, www.liquidbarn.com. Get 15% off your total order. Other than that, that's all I got. If you guys, I would really like, Aaron, if you're available, I would really like for you to join us in our live
Zoom,
our live feed,
the Zoom room. The Zoom
room.
room.
Dude, we're gonna post a link. Yeah, we're gonna post a link down there in the chat. If any of you guys have any questions or anything that we talked about today, feel free to join us in our Zoom room that we have. We're gonna post a link for you guys. For that person that had the question about the Tonka tobacco or everything like that, come into Zoom room, man. Any new questions, any newbies, anything like that, come join us in the Zoom room. We'll be there.
Or just bullshitting.
yeah, just bullshitting. You know, we'll be in there for about a half hour, an hour after the show. I would really like Aaron to come in here because I want to talk about this recipe, bro. It's fucking phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. Thanks, guys, for tuning in today. Hopefully you enjoyed our content. We will be back next week. Oh, real quick before you leave, make sure you check out Noted tomorrow. I think they are talking about, what are they talking about?
Vegetables.
But, yes, but the DMC challenge, we're kind of working hand in hand with Noted with these DMC challenges. Next week, they're going to be talking about milk. I think that's a huge one. Yeah. Okay. For new mixers, it's going to be hard for a vegetable, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I think a vegetable is going to be a hard profile for new mixers. Seasoned mix, yeah, I could see. New mixers is going to be tough, but they will be talking about milk next week. Yeah. Milk, I think, is one of the staples in DIY. Next week, they're going to be talking about milk, and I feel that that's the DMC challenge is going to be based upon milk. That episode is going to be on next Monday, not this coming Monday, but next Monday. They're going to be talking about milks. So make sure you tune in tomorrow when they talk about vegetables, and make sure you tune in next Monday, and when they talk about milks. ID10T, was it Chiba's on there or no? I might be wrong.
Yeah, Chiba Steva.
Chiba, ID10T, ML Nikon. Make sure you check out Shot. Fucking phenomenal when they break down these flavor notes on these concentrates that they're testing. Make sure you check them out. Make sure you check out the Stopgap show for Graham. He comes on after
In the Mix on Thursdays.
In the Mix on Thursdays, yeah. Wayne's show, In the Mix. Make sure you check that show out. Pretty awesome. Those guys, it's a fucking comical couple hours that those guys go through.
It can get wild. It can get wild for sure.
Yeah, strippers, all kinds of shit. But hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Sorry it was a long show today. We had a lot to cover because it's been a while since we talked to you guys out there in the community. Next week, we're going to have more stuff for you. Other than that, that's all I got. Folk Art, Lewis, you got anything before we jet out of here?
Check out
sorry, Steve. I was just making sure that you guys tune us on next Wednesday for the coming back of Back to Basics.
Yeah.
7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes. All right,
guys. 7 p.m.
Yep,
back to the basics, man.
Yep. We'll be talking about flavor pairings.
See you.
Yeah, flavor pairings.
Yep.
See you guys on Wednesday, and then we'll see you guys next Sunday.
Thanks for coming out and joining us.
Chuki beat.